Okay, welcome back. What I want to do is continue with Mathematics GCSE, Key Stage 4, okay? And if you look at the videos, you'll see that I try to keep them in sequence. Now this is session 8, okay? I repeat, this is session 8, okay? And we're just carrying on from where we left off. Just bear with me while I make sure that it's in focus, okay? And we're going to continue with, now you recall in session 7 we did 2/5. In session 8 I want to do 6/25 and 36/25, okay? And if we have time we'll get to 11 1/25. So again I said 6/25, 36/25 and 11 1/25, okay? Now what's the first thing we need to do? And again we're looking at right as decimals. So we're converting, okay, right as decimals. So we have done this already as when we were converting to decimals, expressed as decimals. Now there is a link between these and this, and then these here, okay, all of these here, right? The principle of division still applies. Right as decimals, expressed as decimals. Now you're wondering what's the difference between right as decimals and express as decimals. Now, when you're going to write as decimals, you're simply looking to put in the answer. When you say express as decimals, you've been asked to look at how the process and calculations is applied in order to arrive and to show how it represents a decimal. Okay. Now, please note there could be different interpretations of this. So I'm not going to say my interpretation is quite correct, it's just how I view it as an individual and what it means to me. Okay, let's have a look and see where we go from here. Firstly, let me get my pen because we're going to do it 6/25. Now, this is the one we're going to do with. So let's get my pen. And I'm going to use a bright color today. Okay, and let me go back to my today, and this is what we're going to be working on for today. Okay, this one here, 6/25 expressed as decimals. Here you're required to do the working out, but here it's meant to be more mental arithmetic. But the process of this or this or this or this relates to all of these in the same principle. They still require a division, a mathematical function of division. Okay. All right. So look at this. Let's look at this now. We need to know express as decimal, and this is what we're going to be. We want to be looking at expressing these fractions as. Okay. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. I'm doing that just to make your eyes attracted to it, so it doesn't confuse you. Hopefully it doesn't in any way. Okay, let's have a look at this now. So we have 6 . over 25. Now we need to put this into a bracket, okay, equals in a bracket. So let's put a bracket in place. Now I've taken the time to work through each of these in turn, because my principle is that practice, practice, practice makes perfect, okay? It may not have worked for me the way I would like, but maybe it works better for you than it did for me. So there's no reason for you not to try, okay? So 25 into 6 you can't, okay? Does not go. Excuse me. 25 into 6 does not go, okay? 0, decimal point. Now, because I add a decimal point, I have to add a 0 here, okay? So 25 into 60 goes how many times? Okay, how many times does 25 go into 60? Alright, so goes twice. Okay, goes twice. Now what's left? Now what's left? 50 plus what makes 60? 10. So we're left with 10 here. Okay. Hang on, sorry. Rub that out a little bit. I got to rub them out. It cross over with my 10. Get my pen back. Okay, yes. Gonna put up my pen. Okay, close 0. And 0 goes here. Okay. And a 1. Because 2 times 25 would be 50, plus 10 would make 60. Okay, so we then have here 25 into 10 cannot go. So we now need to add another naught. Let me just make sure that we're still within our bracket. Okay, so we add another naught here now, okay? So 25 into 100 goes 4 times. Okay, so therefore the answer N S W E answer equals naught point 2 4. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, now and that's the one we're doing. And here, as I've shown you, this is what we're doing here. Let me change the color of my pen and make sure that it is something that can be seen. Bright orange. Go back to you, and this is the answer for this one here. Okay. And the reason why I'm taking the time to work for each of these in turn is that it's imperative that you understand the principle behind it. And to a point, you will be able to answer each of these. Now, it's relevant and important that you answer all of the questions because it forms part of your understanding. And once you have done it, your brain will remember it. Okay. I could easily say that I've done one, so leave the rest to you to do. But I don't want to do that because what I've found is that when I do that, you miss the concept as to what is being done. And because I've only done one, you think that you two could only need to do one. But you don't know what I know. So remember that, please. Okay? Okay. Now what then next one we're going to do is this one here. So keeping the pen in place, we're going to do him. So we're going to bring him, we're going to do this is going to be, so we're going to put here 36 over 25 equals, now again, excuse me, now again, now this is going to be slightly different because what we're going to find here is that we have a whole number. Because 25 into 36 will go. So let's look at it this way. So let's get our brackets in place. Again, numerator, denominator, numerator, denominator. Okay. So let's get our brackets in place. Okay. Would be good, wouldn't it? Sorry, just a thought I had just now. So let's get the brackets in place and let's put our numbers into our brackets. Okay. Right, 25 into 36 goes once. Boom. Decimal point. What's left? Go on, tell me what's left. 25 and what makes 36? 11. Do you agree? Right. Now let's look at this now. 25 into 11. We can't. Because we've added a decimal point there and the remainder is 11, I need to add a 0 here. Okay. And let me just make sure that my bracket is long enough to accommodate all my digits. Okay. So 25 into 110 goes how many times? 4. 4 times, okay? And what's left? 10 again. 25 into 10 cannot go. So again, I have to add a 0. 25 into 100 goes 4 times. So the answer W E. So the answer equals 1.44. Okay, boom, boom. All right, and there we are. Okay. Okay. Now I don't want to be too long on this, but okay. So I want to keep these to about 15 to 20 minutes, the maximum time, so that they're not too long and winded. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I've got 16 minutes on this now, okay? And some of you will find doing this again repetitive, but the repetition is what you will need if you do not quite understand the concepts as to what we're doing here, okay? Now, what I would like to have done is this 1/25th. So I'm going to do that one for you now, and so we can bring that to a close, okay? Okay. Let me just do a little bit of cleanup. And I want to do this one down here, so I'm going to leave this up here. Okay, so I want to do a little cleanup. Let me get my rubber, okay? And I'm going to clean you out. Clean you out as well. Okay, and let me just get my pen, and I'm going to change colors. Let's go for a strong green. Well, I think it's a strong green. And close my palette, and we're going to be on this one now, okay? Yes, it's a strong green. Okay, so what we're going to do. So let's do that process now, okay? Always write out the question you've been asked, okay? It is ever so fundamental, okay? 11/1/25th, okay? equals what? So let's get the bracket in place, and we put the bracket up again. Okay, make sure I bring my bracket. Let me just move my little bracket. Sorry, let me just move my bracket down a little bit. Okay, let me get back my pen. Thank you. Let me close my palette. Okay. Okay, and put my bracket down, and my numerator goes into my bracket. Okay, 11. Okay, 11. Okay, 1, 2, 5. Okay, so how many times does 125 goes into 11? Can't. 0. Okay, can't. 0. Decimal point, and I have to put a 0 here as well. Okay, 125 into 110 cannot go. Does not have any value, so we have to put a 0 here. Okay, and we have to add another 0 here. Okay. Now 125 into 1100. So what we can say is that 125 into 1000 goes let's say 8 times 25 makes what? 8 times 125 makes what? So I would say, let's say 8 times. Okay, so 125 into 1100 would go 8 times. And we know that because we can then multiply 125 by 8 and it will give us 1000. So we know 8 goes here. Okay. And that leaves us 100. Let me just make my bracket a bit longer to make sure that it can accommodate all my digits. Okay, that leaves us 100. I forgot what I was left with then for a moment then. Okay, so 125 into 100 can't, so we need to add another naught. So 125 into 1000 goes 8 times. So we now know the answer. The answer equals 0.088. Boom, boom. Okay. Okay, let me make sure we get it all in. Okay, and that it can be read by everyone. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Okay. Right. I hope you will find this useful. And next session we'll be looking at which is larger. Okay. A, B, or C. And I could tell you now that is 1.07 larger than 1.004, or is it larger than 0.71? And I tell you directly which is the biggest. But we'll leave that for the next time. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.